And my first reaction was, it's a little bit lower than I thought. I thought they would be ranked maybe in the upper half, but no, I thought they were going to have higher expectations. But it turns out, I think the Syracuse fan base, myself included, has higher expectations for this team than the media does. And to be completely honest with you all, I understand where the media is coming from. And I'm also not particularly mad at the poll, to be honest with you, because what's the difference, right? If they're ranked first, ranked 12th, at the end of the day, it's all going to be settled out on the field, right? This is just a preseason poll. But I get where the media is coming from, and let me explain my reasoning. Here are the ACC finishes for Syracuse since 2018. Okay, so 2018 was a really good year, obviously, for Syracuse. They won 10 games, including the bowl win, of course. They were second in the Atlantic Division. This was before the ACC just became one instead of two separate divisions in football, right? Now it's one. But back then, they were second in the Atlantic. Since that point, Syracuse has never really finished well within its own conference. In 2019, they were sixth in their division, so that's not great. There's only 7 of them total. In 2020, they were last in the entire conference. Remember, that was the COVID year, and they finished dead last. They won 1 game all season. That was week 3 against Georgia Tech. Shout out Georgia Tech for being the 1 win right there. In 2021, they were last in their division. That was a season where they went 5-7 and missed a bowl game, even though they were on the verge of clinching. I remember they were 5-4 and then lost the final 3 regular season games. I believe the final game came against Pitt and Kenny Pickett. They lost that game in the Dome. Didn't make a bowl game that year. In 2022, which was a pretty good year for Syracuse by Syracuse standards, to be honest with you, right? They finished 7-5 overall, but they were still 5th out of 7th in their division in the ACC, which is obviously not great. And that was a pretty good Syracuse team with Sean Tucker, Matthew Bergeron. Schrader had a pretty good year, right? Good defense. They started 6-0, ended up 7-5, lost the bowl game, and they were 5th out of 7 in their division. Not great. And then last season they were 11th out of the entire conference. That being said, the media is not buying Syracuse just yet. That is what this poll is telling you, because they're looking at the previous results, 2019 through 2023, where they are consistently in the bottom half of the ACC. The media is looking at that, and they're saying to Syracuse, you're going to be ranked 12th, and you're going to have to prove why you should be higher over the course of the season. That's the best part, though. I think Syracuse football is going to be better than 12th in the ACC this season. It is difficult to imagine there being 11 teams better than the Orange when you just look at their roster, and this being the best roster on paper in quite some time. And the fact that they have the easiest schedule in the country in the Power 4, right? I think they're going to be better than 12. And they probably should have been picked higher than 12. But the media is saying, hey, you got a first-year head coach, right? That's a concern. First-year head coach. He's a great recruiter, but can he actually coach? Yeah, you brought in Kyle McCord from Ohio State, but it's not Ohio State. It's Syracuse. A little bit different, right? I understand we got some weapons, but we don't have Marvin Harrison. That's for sure. We don't have Emeka Ibuka. That's for sure. I get where the media is coming from. Syracuse in the past 5 seasons has never been an upper half team in the conference. The last time they were in the upper half was, of course, in 2018 when they won 9 regular season games and then completed it, won the bowl game and got their 10th win. I get it. Let's just hope Syracuse is better than 12th. I think if Syracuse does finish 12th, that would be a disappointment unless somehow 8-4 overall, 4-4 in the conference would net them 12th. I think they're going to be better overall. Leave a comment in the comment section below where you have Syracuse finishing in the ACC. I have them in the upper half of the conference. But I'm not an expert on every single ACC team out there. I get where the media is coming from a recency standpoint. Syracuse football has not been in the upper half of the ACC since 2018. I understand that. It really, at the end of the day, it's all going to be settled on the field. So hopefully this team could use the fact that they're picked 12th in the media poll as motivation. Maybe they can use it as motivation, and this team would just, put it on the bulletin board, so to speak, whenever they go into the conference games.